Any questions from the audience?
So like, I'm hearing from both sides, like people are both involved in sports, communities, um, like different leadership roles. What do you guys, both teams, like what do you guys think you bring to the table that like makes you stand out or differentiate from the others? Because, if we're voting for, the like kind of the leaders of our school, like besides, like the faculty and administration, like we're definitely gonna want somebody who can like make actual changes, like make actual differences that are gonna like make an impact and be significant. So I'd like to hear that.
Okay, thank you for the question. Does any one group want to go first?
Um, this year I have involved myself in the sixth grade drugstore project, and last year I was also involved in it, but I would say that that's a huge thing for me because it wasn't like club affiliated. It was me personally like reaching out and doing something that I'm passionate about and that I feel is really, really powerful. And it wasn't something that was like prompted to me, and it was just like personal, and it's not, I guess, I don't know, but it was good service.
I'm already a part of ASB this year, and I was social media for the class of 2025 this year. So I've been attending the ASB meetings where we sign uh, the orders from all the clubs, and I've already been very involved with it this year, and I'm hoping to continue that into the next year. But I think what me and Lily bring to the table is just really strong dedication to the role, and I think we're both very dedicated to being receptive to the needs of the students, and we have a lot of ideas for how to get student opinions into our rules by using advisory and surveys, and also keeping flex to help all students get the resources they need. But I think our commitment is dedicated to the students and their needs and celebrating the achievements of the class of 2025.
And now a response from the other side with Tyler and Elle.
So we have a lot of ideas that will hopefully get all the students involved, but ways that will actually be fun and hopefully make people want to be involved, not because they feel like they have to, but because they feel like they have to go to their flex or because they have to go to their advisory. And with being in leadership and event planning at this school for so long, I feel like I've seen a lot of the changes that have happened at this school, especially with ASB and leadership and the class president. With Hannah, she really brought the class president to life. I mean, we're struggling with that, and ASB had really been taking over, and she really helped with that, and I really want to keep that going. We really want to keep that going, and I think that we can make a lot of positive changes because we've already been in that class, and we've seen what needs to happen to make those changes. We don't just know what needs to be changed, but how to make it happen.
The other thing is that we want students to come to us for whether it's requests or questions or whatever it is, but we want to make this year as fun as possible, and we want students to be able to come to us no matter where we are or whatever or what time, just come to us, because if you have requests and have ideas on how to make this year better and how to make it more fun for you, then we want to have those opinions and that information and stuff, so we can make it the best year possible. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now we will move on. Our first round of applause for that. The first question. Pretty scary up here if you guys haven't presented before, so it's definitely brave of both of the groups to come up. Okay, so the next question is, what are the main issues at South Tahoe High School that you plan to address? Any group want to go first? Either one? Okay. Yeah.
A huge issue at our school. A huge issue at our school is the lack of spirit. So next year our goal is to bring student involvement to another level and have hype, I guess, at games and a lot of participation in events. And one thing that we'll do to push for that is early involvement and early action. We'll put out notices for spirit days way before they're planned, and give students opportunity to participate?
This year, one of the biggest issues we had was communication, and it was hard because people didn't check Canvas or their email, and then not all teachers showed VTV, and class announcements were sometimes hard to hear. So communication is definitely something we want to consolidate next year and make information easily accessible, and that also helps a lot with increasing school spirit, because if we can communicate spirit days and dances early in advance, we think that it'll increase participation a lot. And I think early advertisement for dances and rallies and spirit days is also something that really needed to be worked on this year, because I don't think a lot of people knew about dances till maybe very soon before them. And we also want to lead by example. We don't want to only just plan all of these like school dances and rallies and spirit days and float building. We're involved in them ourselves so that we can lead by example and hope that the student body and our friends and community will follow our steps.
Okay, sorry.
And moving on to Tyler and Elle.
So as Lily and Sasha said, we really want more school spirit, and we want people to want to be involved in our rallies and our dances and all of the events that we put on. But we do know that also majorly comes from our side. We need better promotion and just more promotion, which I think event planning and leadership, we do try our best, and I think that we do amazing, but we can obviously, we have a lot of room for improvement. And we also really want to make the campus a healthier, better environment. I have multiple friends who have gone online here because they were not being treated well by students or other teachers. And I think that's something that can really be talked about. It really affects people's mental health, and I think that's something that needs to be addressed.
The other thing is that for next year, we plan to have like T-shirts and stuff like that for senior class. And as we don't have all the details of it because it's like we're going to be getting all the details after elections and stuff, we do want to make it really fun and like make the designs really cool and everything, and like have you involved in our senior class like all together and just like everybody participating, because it makes it more fun and it makes it like, I don't know, like you actually want to do it, you know? The other thing is for dances and stuff, a big problem was like with funding and stuff, so we want to do like more fundraisers and, you know, like things to get more money into the school so we could have better spirit days and better dances and all these kinds of other things. And as they were great this year, we want to make them a little better, you know? Okay.
Thank you, guys. And now we have time for discussion. So are there any questions from the audience, or does any of the candidates want to ask each other a question?
I have a question. So I was just wondering if you guys are planning on being in event planning and leadership next year, or if you have space in your schedule, just because I know that's a huge part of how it really makes everything happen.
I am planning on taking both leadership and event planning.
I don't currently have space in my schedule for leadership or event planning first period next year, but I attended all of the flex meetings for ASB this year, and I plan on doing the same thing next year.
All right, any other questions or comments from the group?
Outside of school and like making our senior class like actually fun, what do you guys want to do for like senior activities? Like what is your guys' plan? Because there's a bunch of kids who don't want to be involved in clubs and sports like that, so how are you guys going to reach all type of groups, like with Senior Assassin and like Senior Sunrise and Senior Sunset? Like how are you guys going to push and make that actually fun and involve everyone in our class, not just people in sports and clubs?
Really quick, I think that's a perfect segue to our next question, because it's pretty much the same thing. How will you accurately represent all populations and types of students in your grade? And you can also respond to that. Does anyone want to go first?
Together and I, Sasha, are a part of a lot of different communities on campus, and we try to surround ourselves with the most diverse groups of people that we can, and we're not afraid to like reach out to people that we aren't necessarily directly connected with and include them. And one of my biggest plans this year is to make like the whole senior class feel accepted with our council and create a community that they feel confident that they will be included with.
Yeah, we want to be able to use advisory and student surveys to access, you know, people that we wouldn't maybe usually talk to, because even though I think we do have a very diverse community between the two of us, there's not a way to, individually interact with everyone. And I think that next year we want to have involvement in things like senior sunrise and homecoming, float building, prom, and the black light dance next year, having spirit with what, as Ellen Tyler said, school shirts. And I think communication is a big part of that, and communicating within the whole class. And I think just making the whole class feel like a community instead of separate groups is like one of the biggest things that can join us all together and help create fun events that everyone is involved in.
We also want to work closely with the ASB team, and we really want to connect and make an entire group of leaders that will make our connections even more diverse. So the ASB team and us will have like huge connections between everybody.
Alright, a big part of this is, I believe, social media, because this is how, social media is usually how we get, like, events out there, and so, like, people know and everything. We do have a lot of friends that aren't in clubs and sports and stuff like that, so we have, like, kind of connections, and we can, like, and I meet a lot of new people through my friends, and then it's, like, mutual friends kind of thing. And that's same with Tyler, like, we just, like, know a lot of people, and I think that, like, knowing and, like, having the communication, like, all together as a class is, like, a great idea to, like, actually bring up our, like, like, bring up, like, all of the events and stuff that we can actually, like, all do together.
So as Elle said, we both know a lot of people we both do sports, and we're both in clubs, and we're both really involved with the school and community. But we also want to make the events more diverse for everyone. Like at some of the dances, we've put game sections because not everyone wants to dance. Some people just want to play video games or card games or just socialize, and that's fine. And we want to make it so that everyone can go to every event and feel like they have a spot where they belong, and they can hang out with everyone, or they can hang out with people they feel more comfortable with, and that everyone will want to go to the events.
Thank you guys. Any questions or comments from the audience or from either of the candidates who are running? Anything? Okay, perfect. And then we're going to move on to our next question, which is, why are you personally involved, and why do you want to come into this position, whether it be vice president or president, and also why specifically for class rather than ASB? Does anyone want to go first?
Okay, I specifically wanted to join because I just thought that it would be really fun, and I wanted to kind of make a difference in the school and everything. I did leadership all throughout middle school, which may not seem like a lot, but it was really fun for me, and it was really fun to, like, get to know new people and, like, just make a bunch of friends through middle school and through high school and everything. But I kind of just wanted to make a difference, and I thought that it would be really fun. Plus, it's, like, kind of, I don't know, I thought that it would be cool, and I've always, like, seen, like, all the leaders come up and, like, do their thing, and, like, I always just thought that it always looked very fun, and as there is, like, so much that goes into it and everything, I think that I'm just ready to kind of step up and help out our community and everything, and I think Tyler and I will make a great team doing that.
For me personally, I've always really wanted to make a difference in the school. Ever since I've been here, I love this school. The campus is so beautiful, and there's so many amazing people. And I also just really, really want to make this a campus where everyone feels safe and comfortable, like, just coming to school. As I've said before, I've had so many friends or at least a few, that have gone online full-time because they don't feel safe in the school, and they don't feel like their mental health does well with the people and the teachers. And I really want to make a difference in that, and I really want to make everyone feel comfortable coming to school and happy coming to school, and I want to make this senior year, like, very, very memorable. And
Thank you guys. And then also the second part of the question, why class president and vice president
right.
over ASB?
for me personally, I really wanted to run with Elle because she is my best friend, and I love her so much, and I think we would work really well together. And so I wanted to run with her specifically, and I think that worked better than having a big group of 5.
Honestly, that's kind of the same answer for me. I thought that it would be really fun to just run with her and everything. And as we do want to like kind of group them together, like ASB and class representatives, to make a big community so we can have like all of our ideas together. I did run for president just because I didn't really know like at the time I didn't know exactly like how I don't know like ASB really kind of went along with things, but I thought that class president like sounded more like fun, if that makes sense. And I don't know, yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. And moving on to Lily and Sasha.
Okay, thank you. The reason that we ran for class is because we want to make senior year memorable for not just us but the entire class, and we really want to make like everything fun for our final year of high school, and just have as many activities and events that will really make an impact on our student body, especially the senior class.
Our kind of motto is we want to make senior year the best one yet, and we think that creating a community where everyone feels like they can come to us during the last year of our high school experience and moving on into the next chapter of our lives is really important, and we want everyone to know that they have a community and people here in Tahoe, and there's always people that they can rely on. And we really wanted to use our leadership experience to help the class of 2025 with like the last chapter of our high school experience, and then just moving on with our lives. And it's the last year where we're all really together at STHS. So I think it's really important that everyone is just really connected and involved and has a great time this year before we move on and separate. And hopefully we can all come back to Tahoe and have still a positive and embracing community here.
Thank you. And then the other part of the question, why do you personally want to be either vice president or president?
I think Lily asked me to run, and I thought it was a great opportunity because I think that both of us are extremely dedicated to any commitment that we have, and I think that we could use our leadership skills to really work towards our goal of community and acceptance of everyone. And I just think that we both have the experience and we have the drive and dedication for what it takes to kind of follow through with our goals.
Yeah, me personally, it's kind of the same thing. I had a drive for impact, and I had a drive for like making my senior year the best one yet and impacting the whole class. So it's really about like making it fun for everyone and just providing a good counsel.
Okay, thank you guys. Any comments or questions from the group on that note? Or from each candidate? Okay.
Hannah is not the class president. She's the ASB president, but she does do most of the class, what they're supposed to do. Do you guys have enough room to step up and do what, like, plan senior scav, plan senior shirts, the senior assassin, senior sunrise, and all that stuff?
Okay, as Tyler and I are like really close and stuff, and like best friends, we over the summer and stuff we're planning on like making more plans and stuff like that, and just kind of like brainstorming ideas that we can bring to the beginning of the school year next year when we actually start like planning senior sunrise and senior scav and all that kind of stuff. I think that it'll be like we'll make it really fun and everything, and I think that we'll definitely have like time and like the opportunities to do it together and everything. So.
For planning senior events like that, I'm super confident in Sasha, and hopefully Sasha's super confident in me that we will back each other up and help each other with all of the planning. So our planning will happen far in advance, and we are going to use our good communication skills to make sure we reach out to the majority of our class, hopefully all of it.
I think me and Lily are both very dedicated people to any commitment we have, and we just decided to run last week, and within less than a week, we pulled through with a video and posters and campaign ideas and preparation for this debate. And I think that just really shows how well we can work under pressure with like a time limit, and we came up with a lot of ideas in a short amount of time and executed them properly. I'm sure, I don't know, at least some of you guys saw our video on the Instagram, and I think that that's a really important skill for president and vice president to be able to do, is kind of thinking quickly and acting quickly and really consolidating ideas and turning them into action, not just having ideas, but really like executing them in, before the deadline happens, which is definitely very important with planning senior events and advertising for them properly and making sure that everyone's involved.
Perfect. And then we have another question.
Do you guys both feel comfortable like talking in front of not only just us, but like a lot of people? Because I know that's a huge thing. Not only are you guys giving a speech at graduation, but you guys are talking in front of the entire school. And I know at graduation there's families, parents, so that's like a huge thing that you got to feel comfortable with. So I'm just making sure. Yeah, speak up to make change.
I think that public speaking definitely it's not something that completely comes naturally, but I am a presidential candidate for a debate club, and I think that that's helped me a lot, like embrace public speaking and kind of coming up with arguments and talking to a big group of people. And I'm also planning on taking a public speaking class over the summer, which I think that helps with this role as class vice president, and it also helps with debate club. And I think that that's just helped me develop a lot more confidence in my speaking.
I may not be so confident in my speaking, but that's one of the things that I'm going to try harder and really pay attention to. And if I do end up being elected, that's something that I'll really work towards, having better public speaking. And I wouldn't say I'm not confident, it just kind of makes me nervous, but that'll wear off hopefully. But it's human. Everyone's human.
And I think that that's part of the role, and we both know that, and so we're both very dedicated and driven to embrace that and work towards getting better.
Okay, as for me, I feel very confident in speaking. I feel like if I get nervous at all, it's excited nervous, and I feel very comfortable in front of a camera or in front of a audience. I grew up having one older brother and then my mom and dad, and throughout all of that, my mom and dad, they definitely kind of brought us up with being as confident as possible, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, even if you are scared, at least be confident in yourself and be confident in your words and everything, because words are very important. But I think that as for me, I'm very confident, and I love speaking in front of audiences. I love speaking in front of people. I just think that it's really fun and exciting for me. So
I feel like I'm very confident in speaking in front of people. I mean, I do get really nervous, don't get me wrong. But I feel like I can, and that, that I'm pretty confident. Not always, but I try to be, and I will work on that definitely.
Thank you, guys. So we have 5 minutes left, so we're going to move into our closing statements. So again, we'll have about 1.5 minutes for closing statements from each group total. So does any group want to go first? You just summarize yourself, who you are, slogan, what you stand for. So yeah, anyone want to go first? Anyone? Going once? Going twice? Confidence. Show confidence.
we can go first. Okay, I'm Elle Magdaleno, as I already said, but I'm just very excited for this year. I think that it's going to be really fun next year, and just to do everything as a class together. And I think that with Senior Scav and Senior Sunrise, Senior Sunset, and all of these other planned things, I think that it'll just be really fun to come together as a class and as a community, and I don't know, everybody get involved, because we do have the dedication and the drive to make our class the best as possible. So yeah, I think that it'll just be really fun, and I'm very excited. So.
As she said, we're very excited to make this year just as awesome as possible, and we hope that everyone will feel comfortable to come to us for questions or if they need anything. And also, this is not really just about this year, because we'll have in 5 years and 10 years and maybe 40 years, who knows. Everyone will get back together, hopefully, and we'll have a graduating anniversary for our class. And the people who are in charge this year, so if we are or if you guys are, we'll be helping planning that, so this goes on for much longer than this year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So once again, I'm Sasha, and this is Lily, and I think that our goals are definitely just to bring community to this school and celebrate the achievements of class of 2025. We want to make senior year the best one yet, and I think that we want to use social media to not only, advertise and increase our communication, but we really want to just celebrate each individual in the class of 2025 because all of us are so unique and there's so many different groups of people, and each and every one of you guys is important, and all of your successes are important, and we want to celebrate that not just senior year but after senior year. And I think that me and Lily would make a great team, and we are very confident in each other's abilities, and we know how we can rely on each other. So the commitment that we have for kind of the rest of our lives for planning these reunions doesn't seem as daunting, because I know that it won't only be on me and it won't only be on Lily, and I think that we both take and handle responsibility very well, and we'll be able to handle anything that comes our way.
Just like Sasha said, we're both very responsible, and I want to create a tight-knit group that will continue on for years to come. No matter whether it's a 10-year reunion or a 25-year reunion, I want us to remember senior year and our high school experience, because it was something good.
Okay, thank you guys. That concludes our class of 2025 class debate. Round of applause for Elle and Tyler and for Lily and Sasha. And I believe the voting happens in
It's May 13th through the 16th.
May 13th through 16th. So coming up pretty soon. I think that's next week. Maybe 2 weeks from now? Yeah. So keep these candidates in mind. Remember their words, their actions, how much you think they're dedicated, and just make smart decisions when you're voting, because it is your future. Thank you guys.
I know who I'm voting for.